Hi, this is Dustin Shepard with Bearded Awareness. This is part 2 of the anxiety. Give me a minute because I'm way down in it. It's a Jason Isbell song. Huge Jason Isbell fan. If you haven't heard it, you should check it out. It'll be on my Facebook. So last episode we talked about what causes anxiety, what it feels like, and what happens to us in our brain and all that stuff. Part 2, I want to talk about what we can do once it happens and what we can do to stop it. There are many different techniques to deal with it. Some of it's, from the people that write the books, and then others are from people in recovery that have shared with me what they do. I'm big into like MBCT and MBSR, so I take a little bit of that too and kind of hodgepodge it up and what works for me. The first thing I'm going to talk about is box breathing. Box breathing is something that the Navy SEALs do when they're in heavily stressed situations, when they're under combat, to keep their anxiety down so they can make rational decisions on the top part of the brain, and like we talked about in the last video. I'd never heard of it before, and I'm a big fan of Mr. Ballin on YouTube. Box breathing is very simple. You take a deep breath, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you hold it for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you exhale to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can repeat that as many times as we need to. What that does is that lowers our heart rates, and it lets our brains know that we are in control, more or less. Our mind, we're cognitively thinking, okay, I realize I have anxiety. This sucks, but I'm right down in the middle of it, and I can't just bounce out of it. So that's a technique that works fantastic for me. Number 2, how we talk to ourselves when this is happening. Because for me, when I'm having anxiety, I can't think straight because that part of my brain's not working because I'm in fight or flight, freeze. And I can tell myself, which is basically, this is a form of mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. We cognitively realize that we are just experiencing anxiety. There's not airplanes coming to drop bombs on us. There's not a tiger jumping through the woods at us. We're just experiencing anxiety. So we can tell ourselves, I'm experiencing anxiety. This fucking sucks right now, but I'm going to get through it. We can also say stuff like, I've gotten through this before. I know I can do it again. We can say things like, I can't think straight, so what do I need to do to think straight? And we can use box breathing. So that's a technique that works fantastic for me. I'd never even heard of box breathing until an episode of Mr. Ballin, which is a YouTube channel that I think is fucking amazing. He is an ex-Navy SEAL. If you ever get a chance to check it out, do it, because it's a great show. Number two is how we talk to ourselves in that time. It's actually a type of mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. We make a cognitive decision and a cognitive thought that I am experiencing anxiety right now. This fucking sucks, but I'll get through it. You can also say things like, this is an imagined danger. My brain is just being a brain. We can say things like, right now I know I'm experiencing anxiety. I feel like I can't breathe or I can't think, but I've gotten through this before in the past, so I'm going to get through it again. I don't like the term anxiety attack. I don't like the word panic attack. I've had them, but I don't like that word. It makes them seem like it's a boogeyman or something. That it's natural. My brain is trying to protect me from something that it thinks is a problem, but I have to use my mind, the separation of mind and brain, to realize that this is just happening. We get shortness of breath, or we're and we can't think, and we feel like we're smothering or we're shaking or vibrating. Fortunately, these days, we have those reactions over getting cut off in traffic or thinking that we're not going to make it. I said that shit to so-and-so at work. What am I going to do if I get fired? This is my brain trying to protect me from an imagined danger, and I'm going to be okay. Well, you never had the kind of anxiety that I've had. Chances are I have. You know, I've went on 5-6 day benders and wake up with no money, not knowing where I'm at, and the anxiety through the roof because I don't know what I'm going to do, who I'm going to contact or anything. You know, I've had anxiety like that. Number 3, how our body reacts and what we can do about it. When I have high anxiety, my shoulders go up, my jaws clench, my brow frows, and I get tight in the stomach, my fucking ass clenches, and everything is tensed up. Like I'm ready to just bolt or fight somebody or something. As I consciously and cognitively, I relax my jaws. I open my mouth and close it. I let my shoulders down. You know, when I relax my shoulders, my lower back relaxes a little bit. When I'm breathing, my chest can relax a little bit. My stomach's not clenched up anymore. You know, if I have my hands clenched up, I shake them out. And I sit, and I have to cognitively think about keeping that stuff not clenched up. You've ever experienced high anxiety and you've realized how tensed up you are? As soon as your mind wanders back to what you were having anxiety about, your body does it again. So it's not as easy as it sounds. It's like, okay, you need to relax your body. When this is happening, it'll make you feel better. Okay, well, I can relax my body. I've been doing body scans and stuff for however long. Why can't you do it? It doesn't happen that way. It's not gonna happen in that situation. If we can, with the box breathing, and then we talk to ourselves and realize this is anxiety. I've done this before. I can get through this. And then we consciously and cognitively relax our body. We're 75% through this shit at this point. To have the high pressure for real high anxiety, you know, that's got to come from almost unconscious thought. So when we do those things and we're thinking about how we're breathing, we're thinking about what we're saying to ourselves, and we're thinking about how we need to keep our body relaxed, somewhere in the middle of that, for me, the anxiety goes from here maybe to here. And, you know, this is, say, ground level. Well, I can function here. So those are the things I do, just to kind of run through them again. Number 1, box breathing. Number 2, cognitive thought on how we talk to ourselves and how we perceive what's going on. And number 3 is relaxing your body. Let your shoulders down, let your jaws unclench. Unclench your ass cheeks and your stomach. And when we get to that point where we're relaxed, and even if we have to make ourselves do it, by that time, we got our mind going. We got our mind noticing what the brain is doing. We are that somewhere in the middle. We're not our body, we're not our brain. We're somewhere in the middle. We're the watcher of our thoughts. And when we can get in the middle, we can look at it and say, you know what? That's not the boogeyman. That's not the scary monster that's going to jump out of the closet. It's just anxiety. It is a chemical reaction in my body that has been around for millions of years, probably hundreds of thousands of years. And that's just what it is. I don't know if that explanation helped. It helped me, but it took a long, long time for me to study all this different shit and talk to all these people. And that's why I try to just simplify it. You know, from what I've learned, from all the things that I've learned, this is what works best. You know, this is a type of mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, how we talk to ourselves. It's mindfulness in the breath. It's mindfulness in body relaxation. All of these things are part of mindfulness. You know, being the watcher of our thoughts and not letting our heads go crazy. breathing in and out, even if we're doing it by counting, body relaxation, all of that stuff is just mindfulness. Mindfulness is big and it's got all these different facets, but the three things that we talked about, that's just part of mindfulness. And the more we meditate, the more that we work on it, and the more we let our minds wander and bring it back, every single time we bring it back, we're strengthening that mindfulness muscle is what they call it. Please subscribe and comment below. You can either like it or you can thumbs down. These are the things that help me, and I hope. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.